Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you had a nice day. It was a nice, beautiful, sunny day today. And we're halfway through the week, so that's even better. So tonight we have a bit of a little bit more of a challenging practice, but you can do it. If you have a blanket or a set of blocks, I would recommend grabbing those. You might want to use those for tonight's practice, just to make it a little bit more comfortable, and stability-wise, it makes it easier for these shapes. Even for me, I'm probably going to use my props tonight. So go ahead and grab your blocks and a blanket if you have one. And we'll go ahead and ground in a moment. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all we need. You can grab a bolster or pillow if you'd like for Shavasana, but otherwise I don't think you're going to need it for support. So we'll go ahead and get started. Have a seat or lay down comfortably, and you can lower your gaze or close your eyes. We're just going to do a quick grounding in here, taking a few breaths. Let's go ahead and close your eyes if that's comfortable to you. And we'll take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Ready? Breathe in. Feel your belly rise and your lungs fill up with air. And exhale through the mouth. Good. Again, inhale through the nose. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale through the mouth, slowing it down. And just breathe naturally now. Feel into your body. Notice the ground supporting you. Just notice your surroundings, the air temperature, any noises you may hear. Maybe you smell dinner or perfume or something in the air. Just utilize your senses here to come into the present moment. Taking this time for yourself, for your mind and your body. After what may have been a long day for you. Throughout tonight's practice, just remember to come back to your breath. It's always here for us whenever we need it. It's automatic. And it brings us back to the here and now whenever we need it. Just take one more deep breath from the nose and we'll let it out with a sigh. Ready? Inhale. And exhale, let it all go. Good. And go ahead and gently open your eyes and we'll get started in our first shape, which is turtle. Now if you have a blanket, sorry, I'm an itch on my nose. If you have a blanket, I would suggest using this sitting on the edge of it, especially if you have a pelvis that tilts backwards, making your back tend to round. Sitting on the edge of a blanket is going to help tilt your pelvis more forward, making it easier on the back, more comfortable. So I'm going to sit on the edge of my blanket. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together like in butterfly. Now, as opposed to butterfly, we're going to push our feet out a few inches as opposed to bringing them closer to the pelvis. And this is going to focus our stretch on different areas of the legs. So this is going to be more for the outer hip, the back of the legs, and the spine. Now we have a few options here. We're going to fold forward. It's okay to round the back here. You can rest your hands, palms up, indicating this is a passive shape. And you can find just a comfortable position, maybe hanging your head, making your head and neck heavy. Option to use your blocks to rest your head on if you'd like this. That's too low. Or like something like this. Another option is to thread your arms underneath your legs, like this. So go ahead and find what's comfortable to you, and we're gonna stay there for about 2 minutes. So find your comfortable position in this forward fold and find stillness. And again, it's okay if the spine is rounded here. You can allow the head and the neck to hang heavy. Just relaxing the body, relaxing the muscles even more on each exhale. Notice your breath. You can place your palms on your hands, engage your core, and slowly come back up. Help your knees close using your hands. Maybe shake out the legs. You can go ahead and remove your blanket if you have one. And we'll come onto all fours, our tabletop. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. We'll go into our cat-cows. So on your inhale, you're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone towards the ceiling, and open up the chest. On the exhale, round the spine, tuck your tailbone and your chin, pushing away from the mat. Inhale, lower the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
chest. Exhale, round the spine. We'll just come back to neutral here. And from here, we're going to come back to a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee into our pigeon four, or figure four or pigeon. Bend into your left leg here, just as far as is comfortable. You don't want to feel any pain here, no sharp pinching or anything of that nature. So just come until you feel a really good stretch, keeping your spine nice and straight. Try not to let your chest collapse here. So keeping it nice and open here, maybe flexing your right foot. You can rock back and forth if that feels good. And I'm massaging the hip and glute. I hear the dogs barking again. I don't think you can hear it with the window closed, but go ahead and release the right leg. I'm going to turn this way. Keep your knees bent, about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands behind your hips, fingertips facing your glutes. You're going to push into your feet and your hands, lifting your hips into a reverse tabletop. You can allow your head to kind of just stay neutral here. Squeeze your glutes and your quads. And slowly lower back down. Again, extending the legs out in front of you. This time we're going to bring the left ankle over the right knee. Bend into the right leg, again, just until you feel a good stretch here. Nothing too crazy. You don't want any pain. Maybe flex your left foot for a little more intensity. And feel free to rock back and forth, massaging the hip and the glute area. And go ahead and release the left leg. You can shake the legs out if that feels good. And again, we'll bend into the knees, placing the feet flat on the mat, with the hands behind the hips, fingertips facing the glutes. And again, we'll push into our reverse tabletop, lifting the hips up, squeezing the glutes, keeping the head and neck neutral. Try and keep the knees about hip width distance apart. Engage your core and your legs. And slowly lower back down. I'm going to turn on this other light here. I think it might be a little bit dark. There we go. Okay, from here, we're going to come onto all fours again. Inch your hands up about a palm's different distance. Tuck the toes. And push up into your downward facing dog, pedaling your feet gently, warming up the hamstrings here. Lengthen the spine. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And the head and neck are heavy. Might feel good to bounce your heels a little bit. A nice somatic practice here. Go ahead and lift the right leg up. Bend into the knee, opening up the hip. Squeeze your heel towards your glute so that your knee is going up towards the ceiling. Now release that, bring your knee to your nose, and place your right foot in between your hands, scooching up your foot here if you need to. For our low lunge, go ahead and drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and come on up into our low lunge. Pushing the hips down and forward. Raise your arms up. And cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Engage your core here. Squeeze your left glute. That dog is barking like crazy. Bring your hands around to your back, interlace your fingers. You're going to tuck your back toes and lift up into more of a high lunge here. Fold forward, engaging your core. Try not to dig your toes, your front foot toes into the mat here. Really try and place all four corners of your foot onto the mat. Now unclasp your hands and frame your foot with your hands. From here, we're going to straighten the front leg, kind of a wide pyramid pose. You can keep it slightly bent, like mine. And here, if you have blocks, this might be a good place to use them. If you can't bend all the way down, like me, this is a good way to support yourself, your body, with your blocks. So take a few breaths here. Remove the blocks, place the hands down to the mat, and again, come back into downward facing dog, three-legged dog, lifting the right leg up again, bending into the knee one more time to see if there's any difference in your flexibility here. Now bring your knee to your nose, place your shin parallel to the top of your mat for pigeon. Extend the left leg. And push yourself up, opening up the chest for a mini back bend here before we fold forward. Lengthen your spine and slowly fold forward into our pigeon pose. Option here to rest your head on a block or on your forearms, whatever is comfortable. We'll just take a few breaths here in this shape. About 5 deep breaths. You can remove your block if you were using one. Use your hands to push yourself back up. We'll come onto all fours again. Tabletop. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. We're going to do 2 hip circles in each direction. So just move your hips in one direction. Just to counter all the work that we just did. And then in the other direction, roll your hips. Maybe sit back on your heels. Some wrist circles. Shake them out before we go back into our downward facing dog. Come back on all fours, and again, inch your hands up about 1 palm's distance. Tuck the toes, and we'll push up into downward facing dog again. Pedaling the feet. Doing some bouncing here if that feels good. You choose. Lengthening the spine, lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Lift the left leg up. Bend into the knee, opening up the hip here. Squeeze the heel towards the glute. Bring your knee to your nose and place your left foot on the mat in between your hands, dropping the back knee, untucking the toes for our low lunge. Pushing the hips forward and down. Bring your arms up overhead. Cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades back and opening up the chest here. Bring your hands around back, clasp them together. And from here, tuck your back toes, lift your knee into your high lunge, and fold forward. Engaging your core and your legs. This can be a challenging one. As you can see, I'm very wobbly, and that's okay. If you fall out, just try and get back in. Frame your left foot with your hands and straighten the front leg for our wide pyramid. And again, you can use your blocks for support here. Folding forward on your front leg. remove your blocks if you were using them. Frame your front foot with your hands and come back into three-legged dog. Again, lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend into the knee, opening up the hip one last time. And bring your knee to your nose. Drop your shin parallel to the top of the mat. Extend your right leg for pigeon. And again, open up your chest for a mini back bend before we fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the spine and fold forward. Maybe resting your head on a block if that feels good. Find your breath. Take 5 deep breaths here. Slowly move any props out of the way. If you were using any, press your hands into the mat to come back up. And we'll come back into tabletop to do our hip circles. So again, we'll do 2 hip circles in one direction. And then 2 in the other direction. Take your time, move slowly here. Other direction. And then go ahead and come onto your back. Bring your knees to your chest. And maybe rock side to side. Giving the low back a little massage. Extend the left leg. And with the right leg, gently guide it over to the left for our supine twist. Bringing your arms to a T, gazing over your right shoulder if that's available to you. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Come back to center. Extend the right leg. Bring the left leg into the chest and guide it over to the right. The left arm out to a T. Gaze over your left shoulder. 5 deep breaths. Go ahead and bring it back to center, extend the left leg. Make any additional movements that your body needs before we get into Shavasana. If you have a pillow or a blanket, you might want to put that under your knees for support. Support your lower back. I'm going to grab my bolster here. Place it under the knees, so get yourself comfortable. And we'll be here for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so. We're going to do a short meditation. Just allow your legs to fall naturally, taking up some space here. Slowing down the breath. Integrating the practice and everything that we just did. Notice the body again. Notice how it feels now after your practice as opposed to when we'd begun. Do you feel more relaxed? Does your body feel looser? Just allow your body to melt into the mat here. And maybe do a short body scan starting from your feet. Just notice your feet. How do they feel? Maybe they feel heavy, grounded, or maybe they feel light. Slowly move up through your ankles, and your calves and shin area. Is there any tightness still in your body? Moving up through your knees, into your thighs. What is it that you feel in your thighs? Can you feel the energy running through your body? The warmth from all the work that you just did. Moving up into your hips and pelvis area, and your glutes. Just observe here. We're not trying to change it, we're just noticing. Moving up through the belly and the low back. there any soreness? Or does it feel relaxed? Can you soften just a little bit more? And moving up into your chest and your upper back. Maybe you notice your chest rising with your breath as it goes from your belly into your rib cage and into your chest and shoulders. And now notice your shoulders and your arms and into your hands. Maybe there's tingling. Notice the temperature of your hands and your arms. Moving up through your neck. And up into the crown of your head. Does it feel heavy as it rests on the mat? And now observe the face. Can you relax your forehead and your eyes? Unclench the jaw. And just come back to the breath. Start to deepen the breath. Maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Moving your head from side to side. Coming back to your body, back to the room around you. And when you feel ready, you slowly roll over onto one side. And resting there for a moment. And then slowly pushing yourself up to find a seat.
And we'll go ahead and take one last inhale, bringing the arms up overhead. Rest the hands in front of your chest in Anjali Mudra or prayer position, or even just placing both hands over your chest, whatever's comfortable to you. And give yourself thanks for coming today and filling your cup, taking the time to strengthen your mind and your body. I hope you carry this sense of peace and calm with you throughout your night. And have a restful night's sleep. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed tonight's class. And I will see you in another 2 weeks for the next class. Thank you so much. Rest well.